Good Saturday morning, and thank you for joining us here on 11 Alive Plus. I continue to track showers and storms across North Georgia associated with an incoming cold front. These are prompting not only a risk for some heavy rain that could lead to flooding, but perhaps some stronger to even severe storms as well. So we've got that weather impact alert in place throughout today as we track waves of rainfall across North Georgia. You just need to stay weather aware. Make sure you have a way to get alerts should any type of warning be issued. And also, if you'll be out on the roads or outdoors at any point, keep an eye on the radar and just, again, pay attention, especially when it comes to any warnings that are issued across the state. This is what our radar looks like right now. We've been tracking very persistent rain really to the northwest of I-85 through much of the overnight. But so far, up until the last hour or two, most of that rain has been light. We're starting to see more pockets of heavier rain embedded within these showers, and of course some thunder and lightning developing as stronger storms start to form into Alabama. So far for us, not seeing any thunder or lightning associated with any of the storms across North Georgia, but the closer you get to the Alabama state line, you may be able to hear some of that thunder rumbling off in the distance. Of course, up into Cleburne County, Alabama, some of those storms off towards Birmingham stretching down I-20, probably leading to some rumbles of thunder off in the distance. Right now, some of that heavier rainfall is really out towards the northwest of the city. So inside the perimeter, not a lot going on. A little bit of light drizzle associated with areas of patchy fog. You go up 400 towards Roswell, you start to see some of those pockets of heavier rainfall, and then into Cherokee and Cobb County, some heavier rain as well. But really the bulk of this is off towards the west right now, really north of I-20, stretching from Bremen out through Kennesaw, where we have a lot of heavier rain. And these showers are moving up towards the northeast. So what ends up happening is we see heavier rainfall over the same locations for long periods of time. And that's why our flood risk is going to stay elevated throughout much of the day today. Some heavier rain also exists up into portions of Cherokee County towards Canton and then out towards the Lake Lanier area as well. Up into far northeast Georgia, some of that heavier rain stretches through Helen up towards Clayton, and we'll continue to track areas of heavy rainfall. Things have started to intensify a little bit when it comes to the showers and thunderstorm activity. So far, I mentioned overnight, most of the rain was kind of light to moderate, but now with the sun rising, we're starting to get a little bit more fuel into portions of Alabama as well as Mississippi, where storms are a lot stronger. So this little polygon you see here, this is where we have a tornado watch that is in effect stretching through Mississippi into Alabama. And yes, it does include a couple of our far western Georgia counties. I'll show you that tornado watch for us in just a minute. But that polygon is where a lot of the heavier rain, a lot of the stronger storms are currently active. We've got a number of severe thunderstorm warnings, and it looks like one confirmed tornado right now that is in Mississippi, moving up towards the northeast, towards that Alabama state line. There's a lot more thunder and lightning, a lot more of the heavy rainfall as this little boundary sits across the southeast. So these locations that are under the tornado watch, that's where we have a higher likelihood of a little bit of spin in the atmosphere. The ingredients are there for perhaps a brief spin up tornado throughout the next couple of hours. I mentioned we've got a cold front that's reaching across the area. This is what's supplying a lot of our lift, a lot of our instability, and keeping these showers and storms going. So as this cold front gets closer, we'll watch as the showers and storms intensify for us. And then behind the cold front, once it moves through later today, things will kind of subside and we'll build in some drier air later this evening. Now, along that cold front and ahead of it, that's where our main risk for severe weather is. We've got a level 1 to level 2 threat that extends across the southeast. That little slight level 2 risk does push into portions of west central Georgia. It includes Cleburne County, Alabama, as well as Randolph County, Alabama, and then into Heard County, portions of Meriwether County, as well as Troup County that have that slightly elevated level 2 risk for severe storms. The rest of us are under a level 1 risk for severe weather. So we're going to be on the lookout for some isolated storms that could produce not only heavy rainfall, but also some gusty, potentially damaging winds. Again, our tornado threat is very low, but it's not zero. So the National Weather Service has put out this tornado watch that will be in effect until 11 o'clock this morning. And this stretches from Heard County and Randolph County, Alabama, up the state line, up towards Floyd and Meriwether counties. Again, that tornado watch in effect till 11 a.m. So those of you highlighted in yellow by that tornado watch, that's where there is a slightly higher likelihood of a brief spin up tornado. Anything that does manage to develop or touch down is likely to be brief and weak, but still something we'll be watching for, especially during the morning hours as that cold front approaches. We're also watching for that potential for some flooding. Our tornado environment, when it comes to all the things we consider the spin in the atmosphere primarily, this is our significant tornado parameter. So where you see the lighter whites and gray colors, that's where we have low tornado environment. So conditions are a little more conducive for a brief spin up tornado. It is low, but it's there throughout the next couple hours. And even once that tornado watch ends, we do still have kind of a low tornado environment through this afternoon as the cold front moves through. So we're going to be watching again for that possibility of a brief spin up. So far, we've already picked up on about 1 to 2 inches of widespread rain northwest of I-85. 85 is kind of the split for where we've seen lots of rainfall up towards the northwest and where things have stayed much quieter and much drier down towards the southeast. So rain totals southeast of 85 range from nothing up to maybe 1/4 to 1/2 inch, whereas northwest of 85, there are some spots, this little swath of rainfall where some of the stronger storms currently are now, where we've picked up more than 3 inches of rain already. And we're expecting an additional maybe 1 to 2, even 3 inches of rain accumulation on top of that. So our flood risk is going to be elevated, especially around streams, creeks, any typical low-lying areas, or any locations with poor drainage. This flood watch remains in effect through this evening. So even after the rainfall has ended, runoff from the showers and storms will continue to go into streams and creeks. So those could swell even once the rainfall is over. I have been watching a lot of our flood gauges around town, and so far everything is still good when it comes to the flood risk. But as it continues to rain, that'll likely deteriorate throughout the next couple hours. And rain will mainly be during the morning and into the early afternoon today. That's when coverage will be most widespread. Once the drier air works in later this evening, things start to get a little bit quieter overnight tonight. Forecast track does show that cluster of showers and storms slowly pushing down towards the southeast. So this is 10 a.m. The actual cold front is just starting to work into northwest Georgia. You can see based on our winds here where the cold front sits. By about lunchtime, that initial line of storms is moving into metro Atlanta, and along that main line, that's where we could see the storms that produce some heavier rainfall as well as some gusty winds kind of associated with that. That main line of showers and storms continues to sink down towards the southeast. So by 3 or 4 o'clock, it's actually exiting out of our area, but behind it, we've still got a couple lingering showers even into this afternoon and evening. By the time of the sunset, I think that cold front fully through, so drier air is coming in, maybe a couple spotty showers still linger, but overall much quieter by sunset tonight. And by the time you're waking up tomorrow morning, the rain and most of the clouds have cleared out. So we'll start off the day Sunday with a lot more sunshine. Now ahead of that cold front, winds not associated with any storms are going to be pretty breezy today. We'll be tracking gusts up to about 30, even 35 miles per hour. Once that cold front moves through, things stay pretty breezy. So we'll keep sustained winds up to about 10, 15 miles per hour with gusts up to about 20 to 25 miles per hour even through tomorrow morning. And that's important because much colder air is going to work in behind our cold front. So those winds will really matter as temperatures fall through the overnight tonight. For right now, this is what most of us are looking at, just kind of soggy, damp views across North Georgia. This is from our sky camera at Northside Hospital, of course, looking towards the King and the Queen. We're sitting at a warm 68 degrees right now in Atlanta. I forecast our high for today of 70, so we really don't have all that far to go to hit those high temperatures. We'll stay mild through the morning, and then temperatures will actually fall pretty slowly throughout the afternoon behind our cold front. Winds have also already started to pick up out of the south at about 16 miles per hour. Notice those dew points. So this is a measure of our humidity. We're used to dew points in the low to mid 60s more in the spring and even the summertime months. So it feels downright spring-like out there right now, which is why we have that potential for some stronger storms. So mild air is currently set up across the southeast, but the colder air will start to sink southeastward behind that cold front. It will settle in late tonight. So there will be a big drop in temperatures coming when you compare highs today to highs into Sunday and Monday. Today we'll get up to right around 70 degrees in Atlanta. Some spots will even hit the low to mid 70s southeast of the city. And then overnight tonight, low temperatures fall down to the 30s and the low 40s. We'll wake up to 40 degrees in Atlanta tomorrow morning. So the second half of your weekend looks a lot colder than the first half. And as that cold air continues to settle in, overnight low temperatures get even chillier. We're into the 20s by Monday morning, still most of us at or below freezing by Tuesday morning, with a slow warm up into this upcoming week. So we're not going to recover much when it comes to the colder air. Highs will jump back up into the mid 50s by Tuesday and Wednesday, but we're not going to see the spring-like warmth like what we're feeling right now. Again, we've got that weather impact alert in effect throughout the day today as we continue to track those showers and storms. I'll give you one more look at the radar so we can see how things are progressing. Still tracking this cluster of showers and storms across northwest Georgia. Some of the heaviest of the rainfall just entering now into northwest Cobb County, as well as far southwest Cherokee County. And then we've got some of that heavier rainfall up towards the north, in towards portions of kind of the Lake Lanier area. That's where we're seeing some of the heavier rain just out west. This cluster of storms producing a lot of thunder and lightning is just about to cross over state lines into Georgia. So we'll be tracking that, of course. We'll continue to have updates here on 11 Alive Plus, as well as on air as these storms move across the state. Remember to stay weather aware.